Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Godsaw's Turnbuckle. And it is time once again for PLE/slash pay-per-view predictions. This time it is going to be for WWE Clash at the Castle. Again, it's a five-match card at this point, and I feel like that's going to be kind of our norm because we saw it at Backlash, we saw it at King and Queen of the Ring. If it's not really a WrestleMania show or SummerSlam or something in that sense, they're probably only going with five matches for each of these cards. So I'm gonna get jumping right into it, and we're gonna go with the WWE Championship I Quit match. It's going to be Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. This match being set up after the Backlash match between AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes, with a fake retirement by AJ Styles, and a very well done one as well. You know, channeling his inner Mark Henry with this one. And it wasn't a salmon jacket, it was more of a pastel blue jacket, but you know what, same kind of difference on that one. For everything there. Angle honestly was pretty good. I did like everything they had set up for Cody Rhodes being completely angry for being duped about this, and then setting up the I Quit match a little bit later on last week's SmackDown. So I feel like it's been pretty well done. In terms of match predictions here, I do feel like this is one of the more predictable matches of the night. I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes to pick up the victory here. It just doesn't seem like it is a good time to really take that title off of Cody Rhodes quite yet. You would imagine it will be at one of the bigger shows. And it'll be interesting to see who he feuds with next after AJ Styles, or do we get another AJ Styles match after this? Hard to really say for that one. And then who will his SummerSlam opponent end up being to go along with it? But yeah, I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes for this. And up next, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. It's going to be Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill going up against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. This has been rather quick setup with this. It did look like it was going to be maybe Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark going after Bianca and Jade. They did have the match on Raw, which actually ended in DQ with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn getting involved, which eventually just led to this being a triple threat match. And we did have a quick match on Raw as well between Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, where Baszler and Stark won that match. I feel like that team, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, might be taking the fall in this particular match. In terms of predicting who will win the titles on this one, I feel like they keep it on Jade and Bianca for a little while. I don't feel like it's time to really start breaking up that team. I feel like that comes down later, much later down the road. You don't really see that area of dissension quite yet within their team. So I'm going to pick Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill to go ahead and take the victory and retain the titles. And up next, we have the Intercontinental Championship match. It's going to be Sami Zayn going up against Chad Gable. And on this five-match card, I feel like most of the matches do feel like they'd be rather predictable for who is going to win them. This is not one of those matches. I do find this one to be very intriguing to see who they'll pick up who they'll actually give the victory to on this one. The whole setup between Sami Zayn and the Alpha Academy has actually been really good, at least just how I feel. You have this whole aspect that Sami Zayn's trying to get Otis and Maxine and Akira Tozawa away from Chad Gable, based off of his past experiences and how, Chad's kind of treating the Alpha Academy at this point. Though everybody in the Alpha Academy does feel like they have a loyalty to Chad Gable, even though you could tell they don't like with what he's doing right now. And this whole aspect has led to pretty much the Alpha Academy getting like a one-up on Sami Zayn the entire time, except when it comes to the match itself. It always seems like Gable will, they'll find a way for Chad Gable to lose the match and Sami Zayn will gain the upper hand. I am thinking that this is going to be it might be a little bit different. I know there's an aspect of Chad Gable's contract, whether or not it's expiring, or if he's signed a new contract, or if he's leaving, or is he staying on on appearance deal or anything in that sense. And that may play a factor into this. I don't think we have all those details at this point in time. I mean, there is possibility of a news story going out about that before Clash of the Castle happens. But oddly enough, like I said, I kind of jumped between either one here of who I was gonna pick to actually win, and I'm gonna go with Chad Gable on this. I feel like if he is obviously if he is staying, it's a good choice to put that title on him. To go along with everything, and you have the entire thing with the Alpha Academy and everything to go along with that as well, just to see what they could do between him and Otis, everything with that one. Crowds have been, going massive for Otis anytime it looks like he's about to stand up to Chad Gable. And yeah, it might be a good time to put that title on Chad Gable, especially if he's going to be sticking around. Obviously, if he decides not to stick around, they probably won't put the championship on him, or they may for like a few weeks or something in that sense. It's hard to really say, but oddly enough, I'm going to go with Chad Gable for this one. I feel like he's going to win it. And up next, we have the WWE Women's Championship match. It is going to be Bayley going up against Piper Niven. This has been a rather quick setup. It basically was starting right before the beginning, or right before King and Queen of the Ring on the SmackDown right beforehand with the match with Bayley and Chelsea Green. Bayley had won that match, but Piper Niven kind of destroyed Bayley afterwards, and has been doing so ever since. Both of them had a really good promo towards one another before with last week's SmackDown. It'll be interesting to see what they do on SmackDown this week, right before the show, if they do anything at all between the two of them. And honestly, I feel like this is going to be a really good match. So I feel like there's, in terms of setup for this match, it wasn't really set. It was set up rather quickly. And I do still feel like the SummerSlam match is going to be Bayley versus Nia Jax. This kind of plays a little bit into maybe setting up that match a little bit down the line, having Bayley face an opponent that's going to be, larger than her at that time. So as much as I think I would like to see Piper Niven get a championship title at some point, I don't think it's gonna be here, and I'm gonna pick Bayley to pick up the victory with this one. And I feel like it's gonna be a good match. I mean, Piper Niven is actually really good in the ring based off of anything that I've seen before her WWE time. We know what Bayley can do as well. I feel like it's gonna be a good one, but you know what? I'm going to go with Bayley for this. And up next, more than likely the main event of the night as well, it's going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's Damian Priest going up against Drew McIntyre. This is also a very intriguing match, much like the Intercontinental title match as well. And that's because of all the, all the other storylines intertwined into these two characters. You have everything that's going on between Damian Priest and CM Punk. Or not Damian Priest and CM Punk, but Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. And then you have everything with Damian Priest and the Judgment Day, and also this whole thing with, Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, with Rhea Ripley being out injured. You have all these little other intertwining storylines going into this match that aren't necessarily fully connected to the match, but they can use them if they really want to. You had this whole aspect of Damian giving this like stipulation where if Finn lost the match against Drew McIntyre on Monday, Judgment Day was going to be barred from ringside for this match. Well, Drew won. Now Judgment Day is gone. In that sense, though you also have the whole aspect of Carlito, which whether or not he's in Judgment Day, though he's been hanging around Judgment Day, you have this whole aspect of CM Punk as well, whether or not he's going to interfere against Drew McIntyre in that in that particular sense, and it's interesting to see where they're going to go with everything, because you can also play the whole aspect of, Drew McIntyre is going to be facing CM Punk at some point, but do they need the title? You also have the whole aspect that right now Judgment Day are heels. Technically, Drew's a heel, though he's going to be in Scotland, so he's going to be the baby face in this one, definitely. So you do technically have a heel versus heel dynamic. You also have Gunther is going to have the world heavyweight title shot at SummerSlam. So are they going to be doing a heel versus heel thing again there, with it either being Drew or Damian, or does the Judgment Day break up? And is Damian out of the Judgment Day and he goes babyface? You have a lot of different dynamics to this one. And it leads to a very intriguing match. In terms of doing a prediction for this, I did think, it's like I changed my mind multiple times before doing this. I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre. And it's just, it falls under an aspect that they have a lot of different things that they can be doing either way, and they can involve that world title with Drew, or they could not do that as well. It's either way. My definitive pick is going to be Drew McIntyre to pick up the victory for this one. Now, that is all the matches that they have. Again, it was a 5-match card once again. I one thing I wanted to say on this side, because I haven't necessarily done live reactions for the last few pay-per-views. I am planning on doing a live reaction for this one. I'm going to be taking my live reactions away from my Twitch page, because I'm going to have that focus on gaming. Anything in that sense, I just feel like is better for that particular channel, for it to be more focused around gaming. So I'm gonna bring the live reaction slash, join in and have a watch along over here to the God Souls Turnbuckle channel, basically here on the YouTube page. So I will be over here for live reactions. If I'm gonna live react to any of the PLEs or any of the pay-per-views coming up, it will be over here. Also, if you happen to like the content over here, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you so wish. And with that being said, I hope you all take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your day.